even more updates on the Crystal Lake Friday the 13th dust up. Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? We got some more Friday the 13th news. If you remember just the other day, I reported on there was a rumor that they were pulling the plug on the Crystal Lake show, and then like I think an hour later, Bloody Disgusting came out and stated that no, that's not the case. According to our sources, the plug has not been pulled, and that stands today still. But we've got some more news. Bryan Fuller, who was the producer, I think one of the creators of Crystal Lake, he stated that he has been removed from the project, and they're going a different direction. And we did talk about that in the last update, how they were going to, retool the project. And what retool means is they could completely scrap the current script idea and go a different direction. We could do just more of a Jason-centric type story. Or are they going to still tell the Pamela Voorhees story, which I kind of still want them to do. But yes, according to Deadline and probably other news outlets, we're gonna read through this story about Bryan Fuller leaving. And in my last update, I was gonna share some notes before Bloody Disgusting stepped in. Just some thoughts that I have about this, and I'll even say, I posted again on X that I don't think it's gonna happen. I really don't. Just because of all the legal entanglements of this franchise. And I feel like every time we take, a step forward, we end up having to take a step or two back. And there's a variety of reasons for that. But I do think the biggest one being just Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham. And it might not be directly involving them at this point, but I just think that there's also like a death curse, like the old man Ralph says, to this franchise. So, we haven't had a movie since 2009. And, luckily there's more Friday the 13th fan films than any other property out there to keep us afloat, and some quite good ones. I'm wearing a shirt for one of them. But let's read through this Deadline article. So, according to Deadline, Bryan Fuller exits Friday the 13th prequel series. Search for new showrunner underway. Peacock and A24 will be proceeding with a new showrunner for the Friday the 13th prequel series. Bryan Fuller confirmed today on social media that he is exiting the series. And this is what he stated. For reasons beyond our control, A24 has elected to go a different way with the material, Fuller wrote. We hope the final product will be something Friday the 13th fans all over the world will enjoy. As we previously reported, Fuller's prequel series titled Crystal Lake had scored a straight-to-series order at Peacock in 2022 with A24 as the studio. Fuller was to serve as writer, executive producer, and showrunner, with Victor Miller, who wrote the original screenplay of the 1980 movie, Mark Toberoff, Miller's copyright attorney, and Rob Barsamian, who produced the original movie, also executive producing. The Peacock series order followed a legal battle between Miller, Toberoff, and Barsamian. The legal case, which was decided by the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, and you can read here, saw Miller win the rights to the character that he created after a copyright termination battle. The producers of the original film, Horror Inc., which includes Barsamian, had argued that Miller's involvement was work for hire, but a judge ruled that it wasn't the case. He did create the freaking story. And did he create the characters, or did Cunningham create the characters' names? I think Cunningham created Jason Voorhees. But Friday the 13th, that name belongs to Victor Miller. So yeah, that's the story there. I do, I hate to be a pessimist, but I do hope that this movie, this TV show gets off the ground. I'm a Friday the 13th fan. I love the movies. And, I'm always curious. I think there's more to tell, especially if you go back to Pamela's time. I think that'd be really cool. Now, some little notes that I took the other day when I did my first one was, I mentioned Halloween, and I do think the Halloween TV series is going to happen. I do think Malik Akkad and Trankus and whoever else is involved with that, they always have their ducks in a row. They come prepared. There's very little legal entanglements. It seems like everybody is on the same page. There seems to be very little arguments. Everybody, their creative minds come together to create the best story that they can. And I think, despite the DGG trilogy being controversial as it is, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I think it was good for the franchise, and it put the franchise monetarily in good standing. And I think that's where Halloween will succeed, where Crystal Lake might fail, because it seems like there's just these constant battles behind the scenes. Then you got Bryan Fuller. I had heard that there was some sort of allegations against Bryan Fuller. I don't know how true that was. So just real quick here, Bryan Fuller sued for sexual harassment on Queer for Fear. Suit accuses that Fuller repeatedly pressing his, I don't know if I can say the word on here, into Weinman's buttocks under the guise of cracking his back. So that's serious business, and in a business world, you definitely don't want to be doing that stuff. These were allegations. I don't know if it was true, but maybe that had something to do with this. Maybe they didn't want to work with him. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. Reading through my notes here, I did say, does anyone care about the Pamela story? I think they do. I do. I definitely would love to hear more about Pamela's past, and let me know in the comments as I'm reading through these if you guys agree, or are you like, I just want Jason. Don't give me Pamela. I don't care about Pamela. I need to know what you guys think. Is the course changing? Are they thinking movie? Now, I think that's a possibility. If they're scrapping Bryan Fuller's vision here for Crystal Lake, we might be getting an A24 Friday the 13th movie. And I'll say right now, I would prefer that, I think. As much as I would love to go looking into Pamela Voorhees' past and doing a TV series, I do think a TV series has the potential to be boring. It could drag. This is just a slasher series, okay? I think a movie might be better served for Jason's story. Even if you wanted to throw a little bit of Pamela in there, like they did in the last remake. And the last thing I put was maybe A24 doesn't care. I kind of disagree with myself on that. Why would you purchase the franchise, if you didn't care? So I think I'm wrong on that one. I think A24 cares. I think they just want to make sure that they get the right, all the ducks in a row, I guess. So yeah. So guys, that's my update for Friday the 13th. Bryan Fuller is out. Where do we go from here? I need your opinions in the comments. I need you guys to let me know what you think. All right. Do you think this is going to happen? I still think there's a good possibility it won't, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day, and on Fridays, Woody Free for Fridays. Follow me, Drumdums, on my social, support me on Patreon, buy me coffee. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.